Hey there, this is Miss Wilkes, and we're going to go over payroll. Fair warning, we're going to break this up over 3 video segments. Please and thanks. Okay, so you have a semi-monthly account right here, and I gave you the definition for semi-monthly just to try to make this as easy as you possibly could. So whenever you're running your annual salary, because you already know you're going to get that amount that I circled 24 times, we simply have to do that 24 number being multiplied by your paycheck from your semi. So this number, this 41,184, this is your annual salary. So over the course of a year, you will make $41,000. As we go through, instead of me rewriting that number each time, I'm just going to use the word annual. So if we want to go for a week, and there's 52 weeks in a year, you're going to take your annual salary and you're going to divide her by 52. So you'll make $792 per week. For bi-weekly, you're going to take your annual. Bi meaning 2. So your bi-weekly, you're going to divide this by 26. Because this was once a week. Right here, this means like I'm getting it for 2 of them. Every 2 weeks I get a paycheck, not 2 a week. Right? Does that make sense? Please. Okay, so this one, you're going to be making $1,584. You could also double the weekly, like if I just took that $792 and I multiplied her by 2, that's also my bi-weekly. Okay? Your monthly, this one's different. So there's 12 months in a year. So your annual rate, your annual salary, divide that one by 12, and you're going to bring home a paycheck that's worth $3,432. Doesn't matter how they break it up, you'll still get the same amount of money annually. Just depends on how often you receive that paycheck. Okay, looking at overtime right here, notice that the language, it reads excess of 40. It's not actually the best way to get paid. We'll talk about your best way later. When you're in excess, that means that you have to subtract your 40. So I already totaled all the time. You're going to have 40 hours that are regular. So when you subtract 40 from that entire table, that means that you worked 11 hours in overtime. So we're going to take our 40 and multiply that by the regular rate, of $7.50. And I achieved that answer from right here. So we're going to multiply these 2 answers, and that's going to be your regular earning rate. So you would earn a total of $300 right here. Now let's switch it. And your overtime. In order to find your overtime, you're going to get your regular rate, which will also have what's called time and a half. So I could take my regular rate of $7.50, and I'm going to multiply that by 1.5. That's going to give me a total of $11.25. That's going to be the overtime rate that they acquired right there. Just so you know where it's coming from. So we're going to take our $11.25, and that's what we're multiplying with this 11 hours of overtime. The product, the answer to multiplication for that would be $123.75. Your gross means that you're going to add both of these together to combine them. So your gross pay is going to be written here, and your gross pay is $423.75. Similar question happening here, so we don't have to do as much as before because they kind of already broke it down for us. It's still doing the excess of 40. They've already subtracted away. We're going to take our 40, multiply this by 8.92. That's what's given here. That product will give us $356.80. Your overtime rate, remember that we multiplied this little dude by 1.5, and regular multiplied by time and a half will give us $13.38. So we can multiply this dude by $13.38, like so. And that answer is going to be our overtime. OT is overtime, by the way. $119.08. And finally, to get your total, your gross earnings are added together. You're going to make $475.88. All right. Some companies, and y'all, this pay schedule is the one that actually gives you the most amount of pay, like how it ends up being broken up. So when you go over 8 hours a day, you immediately receive overtime, like immediately. So if you ever have that option, take it. So we're going to go through and we're going to subtract 8, subtract 8, subtract 8, can't subtract, can't subtract. So whenever I go through, there were 3 days that I worked over 8 hours, 2 days that I worked under 8 hours. So if I add all of my time together, I worked a total of 37 hours, and I get 37 because I did 8 days at 3, then I added the 7, and then I added the 6. For my overtime, I'm going to add together my 2, my 1, and my 5. So I worked 8 overtime hours. Okay, my overtime rate, I need to multiply this by 1.5. So 934 multiplied by 1.5 gives us $14 and a penny. So we're going to multiply that one by 8. $14 and a penny multiplied by 8 will put you in that overtime box of $112.08. My regular pay was $9.34. So we're going to do, for this one, $9.34 being multiplied by 37. 3.45, 58 cents. And of course, just add your regular with your overtime to get your total. And our total is at $457.66. Okay. Tamara Brody is a trainee insurance salesperson. She's paid a base salary of $482 a week, a commission of 0.8% on sales above $15,000. Careful with that language right there. Up to 25, and a commission of 1.3 sales in excess of $25,000. So Tamara had sales of $23,500 in the week of 5/12. So I'm in that May 12th week. You need to take your 15,000 because you were above 15,000, but you were below 25,000. And we're going to subtract 15,000 from right here. That's how much your commission is eligible. So when we subtract, you're at $8,500 here. Take that $8,500 and we're going to multiply this by our 0.8% commission. Writing that as a decimal, I would have 0.008. When you multiply 0.008 by the 8,500, you're going to get a total of 68. So she's going to have a $68 commission. Her total means that I'm going to add this 482 with this 68. So her total paycheck for that 1 week would be $550. All right. Ann Smith works at the Bubbles Bath Shop. She is an hourly worker. Straight time is based on 8 hours a day with overtime at time and a half. Calculate her gross pay based on her time card. So I already did a lot of this math that's happening together. I just want to make sure you understood where these numbers were coming from. So you're going to take your $8.20, that's your hourly wage, and that piece is going to be multiplied by 1.5. So if I do my $8.20 multiplied by 1.5, that's going to give me $12.30. We're going to multiply, that says overtime right here. So you need to multiply these two dudes together. That'll give us our $87.33. And then you're going to take your straight wages and multiply this one right there. So, and it's called a straight time because it's not overtime. Like it's just like your straight basic pay. So this will be $384.58. They could ask you for your gross pay, which really just means you add the straight time with the overtime, add those together. Okay, last one for this round of the video lesson. An office employee earns $660 weekly. since there are 52 weeks in a year, I'm going to go with 660, and I'm going to multiply that by 52 to get this answer. Right? Bi-weekly means it's that weekly doubled. Semi-monthly, that's the one that's the 24. There's 12 months in a year, so semi, 12 doubled is 24. We're going to do 24 with our annual division, so it'd be the 3, 4, 3, 20 divided by 24. You're going to make $14.30 on each of those paychecks. Your monthly means that you're going to take that annual number and divide it by 12. All right, that was our first video.